Alright, gang, welcome back to our vintage survival. It is now May, and as you can see in the right-hand corner, we're getting ready to take on a mowing contract. And you might be asking yourself, well, you didn't have a mower in the last episode. You're right, I didn't. But as you can see in the right-hand corner, we've spent some money. We have bought a mower. Now, full transparency here, I'm probably going to need somebody's help. I tried to do some research on this mower I bought. I think it's from the 90s, somewhere in the mid to late 90s, I think. But I might be wrong. It's a German mower. I took German in high school, actually, but I haven't really spent any time or effort on learning German since then. So I know very little at this point. It's been many, many years, decades even. Yeah, it's been a while, I guess is how I'll put it. So my German's a little rusty. I tried to translate it like on the actual webpage for this mower here, but I was unable to really get it to translate properly for me to tell me. But it's a pretty nice little mower. It's a Duffelsdorf. I'm gonna use my German here. Duffelsdorf swing arm. I don't know. It kind of looks newer now that I see it in person. I don't know. Somebody can let me know down below in the comments. If it's not, it's pretty close. I even have the telephone number and everything on here. Look at that. That's kind of cool. Anyway, it's close, right? It's close if it's not, and there's really not a whole lot of mowers out there for us to get. I guess I could get the sickle bar mower that we utilized for a while in the one-tile challenge. I guess that's potentially something we could grab, but, I'm not even sure if that's actually from that time period. So speaking of that, had a bit of a discussion recently. I don't know if it was the last episode. I think it was a couple episodes back. In the comments, a lot of you made some notes about, certain pieces of equipment that may not be exactly 1999, and you're perfectly fine with that. And I do think it makes sense, right? We're very limited on what's out there and available for us. There's some things that aren't out there at all, like the mowing, for example. I'm not even sure if there's any mower out there right now that is from 1999 or older. So we'll, slightly bend the rules a little bit in those instances, but if something does come out that's from an older time period, obviously we're going to have to shift to that. But I'm still going to do the best I can to try to keep it from 1999 or older, and I do think this is from, like, 97, I think, 98. I may be completely off on that, but, yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody knows. Maybe somebody knows and can let me know down below in the comments. And if it's way too new, if it's way newer than that, then we will get rid of it in the next episode, I guess is how I'll put it. I think that's how we're going to kind of tackle this moving forward, since there's so little out there in the mod hub right now for me to utilize. I think that's the best approach. So the mowing contract is right here to the right. Now, it's not going to give us the full amount we paid for this mower back, but what it does mean is we now have a mower. So if we want to purchase another plot of land that has grass on it, we could potentially mow it. Now, we would also obviously need some other things if we're going to mow it, right? We need a baler or some other things like that. But it does at least give us the option to be able to do something else now, right? We don't have to just buy something and turn it into a crop field if we don't want to. We can turn it into, or we just keep it as a grass field, turn it into a grass field, whatever. We can do all of that and, kind of go at it from that angle. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Now, this is not a very big width, as you can tell. I think it's like 2.5 meter width. So it's not going to be the fastest thing in the world for contracts, so we're not going to be able to do any massive contracts. And speaking of that, there are some very, very big, massive mowing contracts right now. But, this one right here would be fantastic, but that is a huge field. Basically take the entire episode for us to do that. So obviously that's not really going to work for us at the current situation with this mower I don't really want to spend the entire episode just mowing one field and then say, oh, well, we're done. I don't really want to do that. Obviously, I want to do some other things as well. This is not a bad mower, though. We got a good speed here. 14 mile per hour is real nice. I did not say put it on a worker. So I guess that's the good thing about the size here is that, we can mow through the grass here pretty quickly. But yeah, hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good here, all things considered. I'm getting ready at the time of this recording. When this comes out, I'll actually be back, I think. If I'm not back, I'll be coming back the same day. But I'm getting ready to head to Boston. I think I talked about that. I don't know. I don't know if it was on this series. It might not have been on this series, but I'm going to Boston for the long weekend here, right before the 4th of July. So we're taking my mom for Christmas and for her birthday. We kind of do a combo thing. We're taking her to Boston to go watch the Cincinnati Reds. As you know, I live in Ohio, more specifically near Cincinnati. The Reds are playing the Boston Red Sox, so we're taking her there. So we're going to check out Boston for the weekend. Never been to Boston, don't know anything about Boston. So if anybody lives in that area or knows anything about Boston, make sure you let me know down below if I'm able to see it. I'm not sure if this will, like I said, I'm not sure if I'll be back on the way back or if I'll be already back. I don't remember, but either way, just let me know down below if there's something I should see, and if I end up going back at some point, I can certainly do it. We are kind of surprising her with a bit of a tour of Fenway, which is going to be kind of cool. I have heard that Fenway has a bar underneath the actual stadium, which is kind of a cool thing. So I'm sure we'll check that out. I'm also sure that we will hit up Sam Adams and do a brewery tour. I'm positive we will do that. But yeah, my mom's a big baseball fan, big Reds fan, always has been her whole life. So now that, you know, she's getting up there, well, she's not old, but she's getting up there in age. Our goal is trying to go around and visit all the different, or as many stadiums as we can, and we're trying to, you know, at least do one a year. So one she's not been to, at least. Fenway's a pretty big one. I feel like it's an old stadium, right? So it's a pretty big one to go see. Heard the area is pretty nice. We're staying in, I don't know, harbor, some kind of, oh, quit putting it on a worker. Some kind of a harbor area of some sort, I guess right on the water. So I think that'll be kind of cool. I'm sure we'll do the trail and everything else, all the stuff that the touristy stuff that you would expect to do. I'm sure we will do that. But if there's anything else specifically I might be missing or might have missed, let me know down below. I literally, the buttons, I've mentioned this so many times, and I know you've heard me say it if you've been around for a long time, but I'm on a console, right, so I'm using a controller, and the button to lift stuff up and turn things off and move around is the same button as starting a worker. As long as you don't hit them together at the same time, you'll turn a worker on, right? If you don't hit the buttons together, you'll set up a worker. We're 72% through already, so that's nice. There are some fertilizing contracts. You know I love doing fertilizing contracts. I will probably do one maybe this episode. Right now, unfortunately, all we're going to be able to do is contracts because we don't have anything else to do right now. We have some money, but we don't really have enough money to buy another plot of land. We might, by the time we're done with this contract here, we might be able to buy another small piece of land, but I think most of the pieces of land that I saw were somewhere in the range of 10,000 to 12,000 for the small ones, the cheap ones. So we're kind of not quite there, but hopefully soon. Now we are still going to be putting in that silo at some point as well. We don't really need to put it in right now. That's the reason I'm not doing it, because we don't have any harvest, right? But when we get a harvest, we're really going to want to put that in. So we can hold on to some of it for a while, store it for a little while. Maybe even potentially put down some kind of a mill of some sort, like I said, to help make some more, or an oil factory or something, just so we can make a little bit more money off of it. But this is the early stages, right? Early stages, we're going to have to do these contracts. It's just there's not really a whole lot else for it. We only have a little bit of land. So we kind of have to make do with what we got. But now that we've got a mower, we can do some more mowing contracts as things go along. So that, will help kind of break it up a little bit. We can do harvesting contracts, mowing, fertilizing, herbicide. There's a lot of contracts we can do, but right now it's all going to be, mowing or drilling for the most part, or cultivating and plowing. Now, a couple people were talking more specifically to my initial point about, you know, maybe utilizing some stuff that's not exactly from 1999 if we can't find anything else on Mod Hub, just so we can move along. I think more specifically we were talking from the sense of like a stump grinder. They're right. I cannot envision anybody creating a mod for an old stump grinder. I just don't see it happening. So things like that, 100% I'm going to allow to be kind of a clause in the series where we can utilize it if we need to grind some stumps down. But stuff like this, right? If this ends up being too new, if it's newer than I think it is, then we're going to have to sell it in the next episode, right? Simple as that. There's going to be situations where I'm not going to be able to know if it's old enough or not. I'm going to think it is and kind of look at it and hope it is. But if I don't have input from everyone else that may potentially know, then we're going to, you know, assume that it is. And that's kind of what we're doing here. So there's still some that needs to be mowed, evidently. Matter of fact, I know exactly where it is. It's over here on this end. In this corner, I should say. And all the way down that path. Did not do a very good job here. There we go. Perfect. All right, so that gives us a little bit of the money back that we paid for this. We paid just over $3 grand for this mower. That's going to get us $1,139 back, so we'll take it. Love that. Up to $7,684. Contract-wise, there are still the other two mowing contracts. These are very large mowing contracts, as you can see. Well, this one, actually, they don't even want you to have... This one has a bigger, wider width than this one does. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Anyway, I don't want to spend the entire time mowing with, because our mower is very small. It's a 2.4 meter width, I think. It's a very, very small mower. So I don't think that's really worth our time. Now, $7,684. I'm pretty sure we can't even buy one of these small guys over here. This one, yeah, it comes with that whole thing, so that's not going to work. This one's $10,000, so yeah, we're a little bit short there. I think a lot of these are more expensive because they come with land that, you know, that's not really where the field is, but it comes with this land next to it. And then the trees obviously, you know, ramp that up pretty quickly. Yeah, 12,000. It's because of trees too. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything else we can potentially buy right now. Maybe 71. Nope, that's too expensive. Yeah, those are all too expensive. So yeah, we're just going to do some contracts and maybe we can get some money up and then maybe we can buy another field by the end of the episode. Now, as far as our fields go, they are in a good shape here. I'll kind of show you where we're at. So 72 is growing well. 134, the same. 81 doing well. 99 doing well. 96 doing well. So we got a number of fields. So when it comes time to harvest, we're going to be very, very busy. But for right now, we're just kind of in the growing stage. There's not really a whole lot for us to do besides that. They obviously needed some rolling. We didn't have a roller. Speaking of roller, I talked about in the last episode, I'm positive I talked about a roller that I found. I don't think it's going to work. So when I hooked it up, I tried it out. I tested it out. Not on this map. Just, you know, I run tests sometimes to make sure things are going to work as I expect. I tested it out. It was allowing me to pull it at like 20 mile per hour. That is not realistic. It's not. It's just simply not. Now, could I go into, you know, the cruise control settings and drop it down much lower? 100%. 100% I could. Will I? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. But I just don't think it's the right approach. So I think I'm just going to hold off on the rolling until something else comes out. I think something else came out today, actually. I didn't really go out there into the Mod Hub and spend a whole lot of time, but I just kind of did a quick, you know, browse just to make sure there was nothing mowing-wise coming out, because I knew we were going to be doing a mowing contract today. But yeah, maybe I'll look at that a little bit later. So we've got some fertilizing contracts. There's a massive fertilizing contract here. That's some big money, $4,651. That is really nice. Deadwood, bale wrapping, hoeing, mowing, tedder grass. Now that's a chance. So that's something we could potentially do. I do know for a fact, tedder-wise, similar to windrower, there is. See, we've got this little windrower here that's $800. There is one for tedder. I don't think I have it installed though. I think I had to go out and get it installed. But that is an option. I would say 100% that this is and or was from probably the 80s, honestly. Unless you guys think differently. I would assume that's from the 80s. And and it's basically the same exact thing. It just TEDs. So that's an option. That might be something we should consider looking into. It's $800. $800 is cheap. We could do that bigger one for $3,316. Although that is a big field, I still think that would be good. We could also do the small one, and that would basically pay for the price we paid for it. That way we'd have a tedder if we ever wanted to utilize it for anything else besides contract-based. Let me go out in the mod hub and see if I can get it, and we'll look in. We might do that. Okay, it turns out I already had it installed. For whatever reason, it doesn't show up in the tedder section here. You just have to go into the windrower and then go to here and then switch it from windrow mode to tedder mode. I don't know. I'm assuming it's the same price for both of them, so maybe we can get lucky, I guess, and utilize it that way. So we'll just buy it in the tedder mode and then kind of go from there. So let's head up to the shop, pick that up. $800 is pretty inexpensive. This is a big field. This is a big field. But I think it's worth it. I do. I think it's worth it. I'm going to accept it. I'm gonna accept the other one as well because it's a small one, but we mean why not? Right? That basically means that our tedder is now completely free, right? So that entire big contract we're going to get is just pure profit. That's going to get us back to $10,000, which is kind of where we want to be at, right? We want to kind of keep our money around that mark. That'll give us enough to be able to put down the silo and or buy another field or other things, right? So I'll head up to the shop. I'll pick it up. Also, quick note. Some of you mentioned at the shop, the doors, you have to open the doors. If you go into the doors there, that's how you can repair stuff. So, haven't tried it yet, but I'm assuming that is a correct statement. I know some people beforehand said there was nothing on the map for you to be able to repair. But if it truly is that, then that's a good thing, right? Then we don't have to worry about having to put down a toolbox or anything like that, right? I'm assuming the person that made a comment prior just didn't see that either. I mean, I saw that there, but I just kind of went off the assumption that what was stated in the comments was correct. So, for those of you that answered and said, no, it's just over here in the shed, thank you. I mean, it does say service right there. Yeah, I would assume that's fine. Looks to me like you could drive in there and get it fixed, so I don't know where that comment came from, but if you happen to be watching it and you're one that said that there's nothing on the map, well, there you go. Evidently, Tedder Field 235, we already have 1% complete? How is that possible? That's a little weird, isn't it? Let's do the small field first. Because then we can go over and look at the big field, and if we get there and it just looks like a daunting task, then maybe we can just cancel it, right? I don't necessarily want to cancel it, but maybe we would, right? This is pretty far away. Let's get there. Okay, well, we made it to the big field here, and I don't know how or why it was working. If I hit the button to turn on, I guess, the tedder, we go at a 9 mile per hour, which is kind of what you would expect, right, for something like this. You wouldn't really want to be going faster than that. But if I, for whatever reason, turn it off, I'm able to just chew through this at 20-something miles per hour, which is insane. Like, that's not realistic at all, as you can clearly tell. As soon as I hit the button, though, look, it drops me back down to 9. Very weird. This is a massive, 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 massive field. It's going to take a long time to do this. I'm tempted to not do the contract, but we've already kind of started it. We're 4% through. There's a lot to do here, and I already did a nice long time lapse. That little field wasn't actually so little, after all. I don't know. What do you think? I'm asking you like you can answer to me right now. I mean, let's do it. I mean, it's going to take an absolute eternity, so I won't do another time. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe I do a time lapse at the end, but I'll get a bunch of this done first. Then maybe we jump into a time lapse. Who knows? But let's do a jump cut for now. I'll work on this a little bit. We'll see how far we get, how long it's taken, and then maybe we'll do a time lapse to end off the contract here, because this is some money that we could really use, right? Basically would pay for the 2 pieces of equipment we got, all the way back up to, well, actually it'll pay for 3 of them. It'll pay for the fertilizer too, right? So that'll get us all the way back up to the $10,000 range, slightly over that. Closer to 11, probably. Yeah, I'm going to work on this a little bit. Let's see where I get to. Alright, I've made some really good progress here. It's been taking a very, very long time to do, though. We are 86% through, so we don't have much left. We've got these little strips over here. I have a feeling I'm going to have to come back over here and hit some of the stuff that I missed. There are definitely some stripes from time to time here that were missed. I tried to do the best I could, but obviously this is far from perfect, because it is just, one way, right? It's not 2 different sides. Well, I'm not describing that really very well, am I? I guess I'll describe it as this one. Obviously, it's just one straight line this way, and normally you would have like a circle spindle thing here and another one here, which would make it a little bit easier, I think. But I'm doing what I can, given what I have, and the fact that it was only $800 for this, so it was a win-win, right? Might be okay just getting the rest of this, though. I don't know. This shouldn't be very long. Let's go ahead and get the rest of this taken care of, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, well, it's finally done. That took a very, very, very long time to do. But I'm happy it's done. we can turn these in now, wherever they are. Here we go. All right, that perfect. Up to $10,977. So yeah, almost 11 grand. Very happy with that. Used market. Anything out there we didn't really look today? Ooh, that's a nice one. Versatile, but obviously not within our price range at current. Another John Deere tree cutting 843. Very nice as well, but again, not within our price range, and nothing else really is old enough for us, unfortunately. So yeah, so we'll take this back. Rain's on its way, but I think we're going to leave the episode at this point. It's another episode full of doing contracts, but really, we got 2 new pieces of equipment out of it, and all we can really do right now is contracts until we can buy another plot of land, and or it's time to harvest, right? So yeah, we'll leave it here. Got ourselves back up to almost 11 grand, enough to be able to put the silo down, so maybe we do that in the next episode, or maybe we buy another plot of land, or you never know, maybe something pops out in the used market for us that maybe we decide we can't pass up and we have to purchase. So lots to go, lots to do. Early stages here, it's going to be a lot of contracts, because that's really all we have the ability to do. We really don't have a whole lot of money to do anything else, and there's not really a whole lot for us to do. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that stuff. Discord's down below if you want to become a member. Early access to videos, members-only series, etc. It's all down below. Thanks for your continued support. We'll see you in the next one.